Hello. Oh, that's a little bit loud. There we go, that's a little bit better. How are we all doing? Hopefully quite well. Shall we film a video? I'm rather looking forward to filming a video. So, general gist. We all know that there's been a little bit of Leeds United transfer news. We all know that the discussion around a Mr. Calvin Phillips is going on, and I was going to make a video about him and all that stuff and what that sort of means. So I just sort of decided that because not many people do it, I'd run through how exactly it is I make a video and what you need to do and all that stuff, because it's not something that lots of people talk about. I thought it could be quite fun. I thought it could be quite good. And I only have time for a fairly short stream right now. Anyway, there'll be a longer FM one later on. So hopefully that's quite enjoyable. But yeah, before I dive into it, how are we all doing? Are we all feeling good? Are we all feeling happy, fine, bouncing? I'm going to bring the music back. With a different song though. Why not? Oh, you're too kind, Watch Along Leeds. You're too kind. Too friendly. But yeah, basically what happens before this point? Better if Preston win tonight. That would be absolutely fantastic. I'd be incredibly happy with that. Basically what I've done up until this point is I'm going to go to my Football Manager screen. That's all the data and stuff. I've done the thumbnail for this video. Stream, video, same thing. I have done the thumbnail for the video itself. Fan favourite return, which... prefer it like that. Yeah. Fan favourite return, both sides want the move. Basically, nice big hook here to draw people in. Well, no, in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of a throwback to an old thumbnail that I did, in which I said huge return instead, and that did really well. But it's just going to be a nice little Easter egg. I like putting little Easter eggs in what I do. And no one except me notices them, but I feel really good when I do them. And then I am going to download that to be used after I complete the video, which is here. The video. Hello. It looks like your camera was unplugged. You're damn right my camera was unplugged. That is because it was on purpose, because I don't want to waste its battery. So give it a second. Hopefully it doesn't like mess with my mic and stuff, because said camera also likes to start fights with me sometimes. And I've been muted. There we go. As you can see, down here, not the perfect camera. Up here, better camera. That's because I'm using the better one for videos right now. Just because that makes things a little bit easier. Why is my StreamYard connection not very good at all? That's concerning. Okay. If my StreamYard connection isn't good, then I will get rid of the music and hope that that helps the connection. But if not, I have done something good. I think it's recording a copy for me. Yeah. So basically, I got like an advanced version of StreamYard because like I like doing this. It's something that is quite fun and is engaging and it's nice and yeah. So I decided I would just get the top good version of StreamYard, and if I have any internet connection issues like this, I can just deal with it and not upload a slightly dodgy version of the video. So, what I've done, prior to this, I'm going to move the live streaming tab actually, so I can actually see what people are saying and the live viewers and all that shebang. What I've done is what I always do. Prepped a nice little folder of banners. So you've got your 16/4/24, today's date, and then a series of what is going on. Little prompts. This is just basically keeps me saying what I need to say, because otherwise I'll completely forget. And where was I going to go? I have completely forgotten. I've recorded a little bit of an intro because whilst my hair is looking a little bit crazy right now, it was looking even crazier earlier. So I've just filmed a nice little fun intro based on that. Also, a little bit of a spoiler for a video that is coming very, very shortly. Ho, ho, ho. That should be fun. Filming tomorrow along with Balls Knowledge, which should be quite good. How are we all feeling on the Calvin Phillips thing, by the way? Because now is your time. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do my standard what do you think section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in 3 different banners with your guys' opinions on the potential Calvin Phillips move. And I'm going to put those in the video because I think that could be a quite fun way of doing things. Just sort of like tying everything together quite nicely into like a nice ball, a nice healthy ball. Also, despite the fact that you're here right now, please also be here later. That would be massively appreciated. Why is my camera doing a weird swingy thing? I don't understand. Ooh, thank you, Paul. Also, let me know if you want your name putting in there or not. But, like, your comment is, so it's fine. Makes sense if option to buy is around 20 million. Watch along Leeds has a nice think Jer is talking about it. No to Calvin. I'm not entirely sure why. I think he's still like got some good in him. It's like the end of Return of the Jedi when it's like, I can sense it. There's some good left in him. He's not fully on the dark side yet. He can pull it back. What are your thoughts, Owen? What do you think about the overall shebang, the potential move? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it stupid? Is it neither? Is it fine? I'm alright, sir. Just finishing me script. And once I do that, I'll finish off my recording. Go through the uploady shebang. I like the new camera. I like the new camera. It's very nice. But the important thing is I need to have, like, look in the bottom right, camera and camera if I want to stream myself recording stuff. Because, like, streaming recording at the same time doesn't work with one camera. Your one camera can not do multiple outputs, which is a pain. Bring the music back for a minute just whilst we're working on bits. Ooh, that's a bit tense. Let's not do that one. This is a little bit too cool for me. It's too jazzy. Maybe not. Out on my skateboard by Mini Vandals. Ah, Parisien Café. We will stick with that until we get recording. Do we have any more thoughts for the video? Anyone else that wants to be popped in it? I've got 2 slots here already from Paul, who thinks it makes sense. From Watch Long Leeds, who thinks it doesn't make sense and would be a bad move. But outside of that, we're empty. Also, important question is, what are the thoughts on the thumbnail? I quite like it. But, yeah. I feel, because I've based it on an old Daniel Farker thumbnail that I did. And I've gone for, like, nice dark shadow. Everyone can effectively tell that it's Calvin because who else that's played for Leeds has hair like this. But, oh, I love Canva. Canva's brilliant. Banger of a tool. You just need to work around it sometimes. Hello, Niall. I will be popping your thoughts in as well. Competing with Rodri and dealing with injuries. Set him back. I'm going to be shortening because it is quite hard to read lots and lots of words whilst I'm trying to record. Also, another important note, the donk counter, which I've just popped up now, that wasn't visible, is technically in use right now. However, that is only in the event that I will need to completely restart the recording, which is rare. I've treated myself because last night at football I genuinely badly injured myself. Move to Leeds. Good. Help. Helps if you can spell as well, doesn't it? What does your StreamYard do? Go to the doctor. I'm not going to the doctor. It's a gentle bottom injury. Everyone gets them. Like it could the huge in return be different colours, white and yellow. Maybe. I don't know how I feel about that. Feels a bit icky. And I mean that in a nice way, it's a bit... I might turn the whole thing white. Maybe at the same time. I always emphasize the huge. I don't need to emphasize my huge, it emphasizes itself. Although I could do that. Huge is a bit bigger. Both sides still want the move. Yeah. Right, let's do a little bit of editing. I think a slightly darker blue could help. Because that'll just get the white to pop a little bit more. Not vibrance, maybe not saturation. Something like that. Mess with the highlight so the lighter is light, but still get that general darker feel. I quite like that. That'll do. Yeah. So get that downloaded. Yeah, I've been trying to improve my thumbnails a little bit recently. Try and get into like a better designy place. And it's like a very sort of deliberate thing. Like when I was in Edinburgh, I got myself a graphic design book, so I could be like, right, okay, this isn't all like super relevant. Lots of it's like design for print and shit like that. But considering I'm someone that has no design practice or training or anything like that, it is something that is probably going to be quite good to be good at. Anyway, so I am going to go to my screen only, which hopefully I'm still audible. I'm going to hush the music and I'm going to get recording. Unless at the last minute anyone has anything they want to say on the Calvin thing, I can pop you in at the end of the video. I'm going to change these banners around though. I'm going to go, is it the right move? And then what do you think? Because is it the right move? This is what the audience thinks. And then what do you think? Because I'm talking directly to the person who is watching the video who might not be watching the live stream. Also, quick favor to ask. If you're watching this, I would massively appreciate if you could also watch the video itself. Just because for some reason, views on live stuff are bad compared to views on videos. Well, in terms of revenue. So if you could do that, that would be very, very nice. Right. So, gonna get recording. There may be a point where I have to pause or something like that. German white watching yet again. Huh? All you've done there is confuse me. In fact, duration. Why are we saying duration? Why am I so confused? Other than the obvious reasons, which is I always am. Let's pop the chat box up. What's a good place for it? Here? Maybe? Fuck it. Chat box is going where the banners are. So I won't be able to see the chat whilst I'm doing this, but you guys will. Need to find a good place for it. Right, so when it comes to the recording itself, I always start by going. I'm going to resume. Always start by going test, words, test words, because then that gets some better idea of what my volume is, so the StreamYard thing can sort my volume out, and then that's completely fine. And then I dive into my first banner before I get... No donk. We're not donking right now. And then first banner, the moment before I start recording, make yourself smile a little bit, because then that like ups the energy and shit like that, so remember something stupid. There could potentially be a huge return to Leeds United because at the end of the day, the rumour mill is kicking back into gear. I remember yesterday that I said that the transfer market wasn't a huge point of discussion because the Championship is still far from resolved, but here we are. Arguments are still being had and more news is coming out. And as always, Leeds United are far from immune from the transfer news, and this specific rumour is incredibly well backed, at least compared to other stuff that you'll see all over the place. And it's about a potential Calvin Phillips Leeds return. You might notice that very, very big question mark right there. I'll get into that in a little bit more detail as we go along. But first up, we need to talk all about the basics. The very basics of this potential move are that Manchester City want Calvin Phillips to move on. They signed him a couple of years ago for 40 million quid, and he is very clearly a talented footballer, but he spent years behind Rodri just not making appearances. I've been looking at the wrong camera. Not being picked by Pep Guardiola, occasionally making substitute appearances, but it wasn't really ideal. 1 second. Hello, Crystal. Why is now the time you have to find the channel? God damn. Crystal is someone that I work with at DAZN. I'm planning on getting on for a live stream at some point to discuss the way that the 49ers work. Damn. Right, okay, hold on. Back to recording in a second. That doesn't count as a donk, by the way. That is undonk. Cool. Is this a lesson on how to be successful on the internet? If I was doing lessons on how to be successful on the internet, I wouldn't be doing the lessons. At best, I'm medium on the internet. And I'm not very good at being medium on the internet. Anyway. Oh, hello. I'm getting frame drops. Why do you insist on doing this? Everything okay? Are we holding up good? I hope we're holding up good. Sod it. I am going to restart the recording, and I will do the donk for it. It's not a donk, but I would feel bad if I didn't. Context for people that don't know, donk is our good kettlebell friend here, who, every time I do some form of fuck-up, needs to be lifted 5 times. This is because my general level of fitness is bad. And whenever I fuck up on a stream, I gotta do that. Issue is, right now, I've got a little bit of a hip injury, which makes donks real painful. But it's fine. Anyway, it turns out that I've restarted the recording 30 seconds ago, but I'm gonna do a restart about now. Right. What do you mean you don't want to know? It's fun. It's an innocent thing. It's the chat's way of abusing me, which they enjoy doing, but it's fine. Anyway. Crystal is Joe your manager? No, we are the same level. We are both event managers. I don't really think that I manage anyone in particular. I just sort of manage event. Ah, well. Right, anyway, back to it. So, as we've restarted, we need to do the test words bit. There is a potentially huge return for that is another donk, but I will save it because I am currently in my butt hurts mode. Right, test words, all that shebang. There is going to be a huge return to Leeds United, maybe. The rumour mill is kicking back into full gear. As I mentioned yesterday, the transfer market isn't necessarily being fully talked about because things are going a little bit crazy at Leeds right now with the Championship still to be decided. But as always with transfer news, Leeds United are not completely immune, and this specific rumour is incredibly well backed. Yes, it's the one of a Calvin Phillips Leeds United return, and I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive into it right now as we speak. So, first off, we need to talk about the very, very basics of this move. Manchester City want to move Calvin Phillips on, and it's easy to see why. It's very understandable. He's on a very, very, very big wage, and he's not been at his best. He's been waiting behind Rodri to play a little bit of football. He's barely got any starts, even coming off the bench. He's not been ideal. For a while, he was stuck behind, I've completely forgotten the name of that right back at Manchester City, but that guy in midfield, which makes things really difficult. It's not gone well for him. It's not gone well for Man City, and ultimately, them separating looks like it is basically inevitable. As a result, they have set a £30 million price tag. However, there is potential that they could just want to shift his wages, which would be absolutely brilliant, because, let's be honest, he's on quite a lot of money. Leeds United do themselves have a pretty clear stance on this, and to begin with, this feels like it's very clear. This would only happen with promotion. In the Championship, you get £8 million a year from TV revenue. We'd get a lot of money in from selling players, but that's not going to match up to the Premier League TV revenue of £100 million plus sales, plus the increase in revenue from being a lot more exposed, all that shebang. And we know that he wouldn't drop down because he is still a Premier League standard footballer, and we wouldn't be able to afford him anyway. So if we're in the Championship, this conversation does not matter at all, other than like as a pipe dream or on a Football Manager save next year. Either way. But if we do go up, we are still unlikely to want to pay the £30 million fee, because that is a hell of a lot of money. That would be, in, off the top of my head, the top 2 or 3 transfers Leeds United have ever completed. If it was a straight up £30 million fee, it would be the most expensive transfer we've ever completed, because Ruter was, I think, 20-something rising to 34 with a bunch of bonuses, which I feel like we didn't get because we got relegated. In addition to that, the £150,000 a week is not easy in the slightest. For a club with our wage budget, that's a big chunk. That's maybe 10%. And if we consider our last go around in the Premier League, our highest paid player was on something like £100,000 a week, and I think it was Rodrigo. So that's not easy wages for us to deal with, which makes a permanent deal incredibly unlikely. However, there is a way of getting the deal across the line that is fairly doable, and that is on loan. So would we take him? I think a loan is doable. I think if we're not paying that full 100% of wages, it's fine, we can do it. And I think he's absolutely a great player still, and I think that there isn't any harm in taking him at Leeds United. He has had big confidence issues at City and West Ham. At City primarily because he wasn't playing football. If you're not playing, you're not getting those minutes in. If you're not getting the minutes in, you don't have the chance to build your sharpness and confidence and keep on building. And at West Ham, he's had a little bit of a disaster. Given away the ball a few times, given away penalties. He feels like a player who has been on the bench for 2 years, basically, because that's what he is. And whilst he wants to build his way back into being that top-line footballer that gets picked for England, that is playing probably at the 2026 World Cup, he's going to need to play a hell of a lot more football, a hell of a lot better. But I think a homecoming could be great for him. Not only because it's his home and he likes it here, but he could be an ideal presence to have in and around the squad. We know that he is a very sort of jovial, happy guy, especially when he was at Leeds United under Marcelo Bielsa, and he brought that good sort of solid vibe to everyone at the club around him. In addition to that, if it's just some of his wages, that is absolutely insane value. If we're paying 50% of his wages, that's 75k a week. Multiply that up, that's roughly £3.5–4 million for the year. If I were to rephrase that and say we've signed Calvin Phillips on a permanent deal, 1-year contract for £4 million, you would go, that is perfect. That is an insanely low amount of money for a player of his quality. I think a loan would just work. It makes sense for us, it makes sense for City, and looking back at the ideal presence to have around the squad thing, something we miss right now is seniority. But Calvin has experience of getting promoted, of playing in the Premier League, of playing in Europe, of playing international football. He's come through the academy in the same way that Archie Gray has, which is absolutely huge. So he could be a good mentor. Someone to put a hand on Archie's shoulder and go, right, try this, try this, try this, try this. These are the mistakes you're making. Here's how we can grow. I think he'd be a brilliant addition to the Leeds United squad, in all honesty. And a lot of people will disagree because he's not been fantastic recently, and I can completely see that. But a good player doesn't turn into a bad player overnight. He wasn't great under Jesse Marsh. Fine, he was coming off the back of an injury, and no one was great under Jesse Marsh. Didn't necessarily look good under Pep Guardiola, but he didn't get any minutes to play himself into form. He's not looked fantastic at West Ham, but then again, the two big mistakes people have pointed out being giving the ball away for a goal and the penalty. The penalty wasn't a penalty. Anthony Gordon effectively fouled him instead. And the giving the ball away thing was Zuma playing an absolute hospital pass, and there wasn't really anything Calvin could do. So, is it the right move? Right now, this video, I am live streaming the filming of it to some of my viewers. That's why I'm looking at this camera a little bit, because I'm getting a little bit distracted by the fact that I've got two of them. So I asked them prior to the stream start. Paul thought that it makes sense if the option to buy is about £20 million. This isn't something that I mentioned, but we could get him on loan, get an option to buy, and then after that first year we can effectively decide, do we sign him permanently? That gives us a lot of flexibility and means that any outlay that we do pay isn't going to be too much. We can negotiate that in advance. Watchalong Leeds said that he thinks Joe is talking about it. This is absolutely, yeah. I watched Joe's video going into this. Joe is one of my favourite Leeds creators because he's very succinct. He knows what he's talking about as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Watchalong Leeds also thinks no to Calvin, presumably looking at his recent form, which I can completely understand. And Niall in the chat said that competing with Rodri and dealing with injuries set him back. Absolutely agree with this. Someone that's injury prone isn't necessarily going to be playing at their best. Completely understandable. And playing behind Rodri all the time is also not going to be fun for him. So the move to Leeds could help. It could help rebuild his career, start again from scratch, and ideally get things going properly again. But ultimately, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'm trying to push towards 3,000 by the end of the season. Might be a tough one, but I'm going to do my best. Like the video if you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Tell you what, streaming at the same time as recording is not easy at all. See you later. Oh, guess the video's done then. That's my outro sorted. And now we end the recording. How'd I do, guys? How was it? Yay! Hopefully fun. No, John, I have never met Eddie Hearn. I don't think I want to either. Oh, Rico Lewis. Shit. Is it Rico Lewis or Rico Henry? Rico Lewis. Probably. Okay, so now what we do is, because this little connection sign has been fucking dreadful for the entire thing. I understand why, because I am also streaming at the same time, so come on stream. There we go. So it's been trying to upload to two different directions at once. Not easy. So I need to download that video now, which is what this is doing, and then I will upload that, and bish bash bosh, sorted. Ideally. Hopefully all was good. Rather get Leif Davis and others back. You couldn't have said that when I was writing the script, could you? Damn. Yeah, I noticed several times that I was looking at the wrong camera, which I feel could be a potential problem. Hello, Colin. How's it going? Right, let's pop the music back because I'm not recording anymore. There we go. Also going to YouTube Studio. Now, how do I do this in a way that doesn't reveal my revenue and data? It's not very easy. I will show you that bit at a later point, I think, is the general rule. Also, so let's have a look. Afternoon Joe, can you see the users that are watching? Just wondering how it works with trolls. Can't see the users that are watching. So, hold on, I'll bring the live thing across. Ideally. There we go. So what I can do is I can see the live chat. I can see my concurrent viewers at any given time. I can look at things like chat rate. I can look at stuff like views. I've got a little bit of information here. I can run an ad. I might do that in a minute because all the money I'm making from lives right now, Prostate Cancer UK, I think I've explained this. But yeah, you can only see the active people in the chat. So if I check out participants, these are the people that have participated in the chat and are still in the chat. Or at least they're the most recent folks. So for example, we also know that Crystal's been in the chat. We know that Baby Zebra's been in the chat. So yeah. And then from there, you can time people out, you can ban people if needed, but if someone isn't doing something in the chat, then it doesn't hugely matter. So, for example, I will take... I'll take you as an example, Nick. So I could put you in a timeout, I could remove the message, I could report you, I could add you as a moderator, I could hide you on the channel. That's all the various things that you can do about trolley people. I don't know how it applies to moderators and stuff. I only know it from the creator side. But, yeah. Hopefully that all made sense. If it didn't make sense, then I feel stupid. Oh, there we go. You want a mod? No. No moddy. No, no, no. I'm aiming for a ban at some point. I can give you a timeout if you want. Oh, that's another thing I can do. Hold on. I can start polls. Do we give John a timeout? If he consents, I'm not going to non-consensually give John a timeout. That'd feel wrong. I'm going to move that back over to the other tab so I can see it. In the Twitch world, they're called lurkers. Yeah. Folks that don't do messaging be lurking. Time me out now. Okay. I love that there's people voting to not time John out when John himself is specifically requesting it. I'm also going to do a very, very, very quick ad bit, by the way. It should take like 30 seconds, but basically sometimes that's consent if I ever heard it. Absolutely. Where was I? Shit. Yeah, sometimes YouTube basically says to do some ads because it's automated, so it's just easier if I do them at the right sort of times myself sometimes. Can you see who votes what? Cannot see who votes what, no. You can... Also, if you're not seeing an ad right now, you either have YouTube Premium or you're using AdBlock. And if you're using AdBlock, I am deeply disappointed in you. I'm not, it's fine. I get it. But no, you can't see who votes what. You can guess sometimes, but timeout just hides a user from chat. Does it? I've done it now. Oh, it deletes all of his messages too. John will be back in a minute. I've done a minute-long timeout, and every single one of his messages has just disappeared. Right, let's have a look. What I don't like that YouTube does is when you run an ad, it shows your concurrent viewers just going pump because they're not watching you at that moment. Instead, they're watching an ad, which fair enough. I don't know if it counts as a view, but you're still there. Ads pisses me off, you must be rich, mate. Oh, you overestimate how much ads pay. Hang on. In this case, I will happily show you the data. Analytics. I'm not going to show you the estimated revenue. Okay. So in the last 28 days, let's have a look. When was I actually live? 1, 2, 3. Okay, in the last 28 days, I have done several live streams that have amassed 5,400 views. Would you like to take a rough guess at how much those 5,400 views have earned? This isn't including like memberships and super chats and stuff like that. This is just purely 5,400 views, which the average view time... This is very French. The average view time on one of my lives is something like 6 minutes. Oh, I'm not going to give up the job at all. Yeah, from the 5,400 views, it has come to a grand total of £14.72 from live stuff. And this is why, when I do Balls Knowledge, although I would love to do them as live streams, I do them pre-recorded. £14 from that 5,400 views. In my entire time of doing YouTube, having got something like 350,000 views, I haven't made that £1,300. YouTube is not easy. I do it because my work means that I have quite a bit of free time, which is fantastic, but... Are we done? Yes, we're done. Right, view recordings. Right, test. Local recording is processing. I would love to earn £14, and so would my wife. I mean, everyone would love to earn £14, but I feel like there's easier ways to do it than... Let's count the amount of time that I streamed in this period. 4, 6, 7.5, 9.5. Yeah, it's something like 19 hours of streams. Hello, John. I only timed you out for a minute. That was a long minute. It depends on a lot of factors, though, not just the view number. It does, yeah. So, something that can increase your RPM, revenue per mille, is if people are clicking on ads, how many ads people see. So, if you, like, watch all the way through a 12-minute video, but it's got one advert, it's worth less than an 8-minute video that's got 4 adverts and you click on all the ads. I have friends trying to convince me to stream. This doesn't help. It depends. Because it's not just like money stuff. It's also like just fun. I enjoy it. It's nice. It's a good time. I like talking about Leeds. I like playing Football Manager. I can do both. Do what you love what you do, priceless. Yeah, I mean, I also work in sports stuff. Oh, Bimbus. But yeah, I work in sports stuff as well, so that's also brilliant. No, I don't want to export to any of those because I don't have those. Oh, I don't want to... Oh. This is the first time I've done it this way around. And this makes things significantly more difficult. Who said no to the timeout? That's a very good question. I thought one of the votes might be you having like a deep moment of regret, but apparently that wasn't the case. Right, now I'm just doing a boring download, so that's fun. Me, John. He asked! You can't get much more consensual than that. Oh, we've got both of the no's. There we go. I would love to give you money. How do I do that? What I would rather is I'm currently doing a bit of fundraising for Prostate Cancer UK. Thus the quizzes, everything like that. So if it is something that you actually want to do, and yeah, I would much rather it go in that general direction of Prostate Cancer UK, because I'm trying to fundraise for them, which is a good cause, a nice cause, a friendly cause, a happy cause. And you might have just been joking, but I was planning on getting that segue in at some point anyway, so I will always happily shill charity. Gonna switch to the... Don't like that one. That one. Right. Let's pop open Clipchamp, which is my favourite completely free Figgy Muffwhip. Right, create a new video. Oh, nice. You guys get to see the editing process now as well. So I go to that screen? That screen. Yeah, cool. Not quite yet, actually. Import. There we go. Making some munch. Sorry if I go quiet. That's all good. I love our little community that we've got here. It makes me so happy. Alright, FM screen. I've got my imported video here. Gonna chuck it here. Oh, I like that camera so much more. Right, test, words, test words, all that shebang. There. Oh, I'm very looking at the wrong camera. Words, all that shebang. Okay, so first cut needs to be on the first syllable. It's a retention-y thing. No one likes the break before you start talking. So, there we go. I can hear a first syllable. I'm going to zoom all the way in. Take it to about there. Ish. There. Snip it. There is going to be... Yep. Okay, cool. Cut the gap. Yeah, kill the millennial pause. The millennial pause is a problem. Little text box. Oh, that's slower than that should be. Yes, I'm looking at the wrong camera. I'll explain why soon, and I will whack a little bit of a background on there as well. Can I whack a background on there now? Oh, I don't know if I can. I haven't used Clipchamp in so long, this feels weird. Right, that needs to go in front. You guys have the honour of the fact that this is the first, like, recorded video I've done in so long. I mean, I think I'm also a millennial, so, like, I'm not anti-millennial. Am I a millennial? I think I'm on, like, the weird borderline where, like, no one knows if I am or not. Is it templates? No, surely it's not templates. That'd be too easy. Content library. Yeah, sure. I just want a box. Just give me a box. Just no. That's. I want some basic shapes. Shapes. Why are they all a little bit swazzy? Why they've all got something on them? Add to the timeline, that's fine. Pop that right to the front. All of that duration. Boom. And I can make it effectively just look like a box by adjusting the size of everything. That's a bit too big. Stop it. Oh, I hate video editing. This is why I use StreamYard. This is driving me insane. I just want to... No, don't split. I'm going to have a meltdown. It's a 97 cut off your 98, sorry. I mean, that's fine. That's fine by me. Right, text in front. Text there? What colour are we thinking? I'm thinking blue. Widen it a touch. That looks a little bit better in terms of spacing than the other one did. What font are we feeling? I like it, but it's too big. Bosh. Cool. Mentioned yesterday, the transfer market isn't necessarily being fully talked about because things are going a little bit crazy at Leeds right now with the channel. Yeah, I'm very much not looking at the camera. It's fine. Let's go at the end. Is not easy at all. See you later. Please work. Where's the video? Where's the outro? Where's the outro gone? And now we end the recording. Outro's gone. You see, normally it's not this much work. See you later. See you later. Okay, cut that there. I really like the outro. I give a shit. 1 second. Back to the chatting screen. Let's see if I have it somewhere to pull out. I have to. I mean, it's my video. I made it. It's got to be somewhere. It's not in my downloads. It's definitely not in my camera roll. It's not in my branding. Don't use it to death. It's an outro. That's what it's meant to do. Fine. Huge return Phillips is what I'll call it. Fine, we'll go back to FM screen. Export you in 1080p. And now we wait for the export. You see, normally, I don't have to do this bit. StreamYard does this bit on its own. This isn't stress, Joe. This is fine. This is, I have a meeting in an hour and a half. But meanwhile, back in the normal world, I mean, it do be the 21st century. Like, I do work, it's just from home. And it's in addition to doing this, which is effectively a hobby. Is Bamford playing? Not on this stream. Not that I've noticed. Why is this... No, that's... No, it makes sense. Okay. Should definitely add us into your meeting. No! No, 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 no. There be some actual professional executive people in that meeting that I do not want to annoy. Right, so, upload video. Commentate the meeting. I don't think I will. That feels like a bad idea. Right, back to FM screen. Upload, select a file, huge return Phillips. I love that most of that is just, like, thumbnails. Right, to the notepad. Copy that across because I always use that chunk. Still got Evie's channel link in there from the last time I had her on. So start with a keyword. Leeds United could be in need of a huge return because that links the title to the description. Leeds United could be in need of a huge return this summer with Calvin Phillips reportedly considering a move from Manchester City. Find out more about the move. Where is Kate these days? Honestly, I wish I knew. Like, I popped up on the scene at the same time that she sort of left, which makes things, like, real complex. It confuses me. Because everyone talks about Kate, and I'm like, I never saw Kate. I don't know who Kate is. Why? Oh, why? Oh, because it's uploading. Okay. Is the stream quality still looking okay, or is it really laggy? Because I want to guess that it's lagging. Because I'm also trying to upload a video right now, and that would kill it. Why Premier League football is key, and what it all means for Daniel Farker's LUFC, another keyword side. Hit your keywords. Huge return. Leeds United could see cult hero come home. That works. Thumbnail is that one. Looking good. Okay, dokie. Leeds United videos, transfer news. Yeah, I don't know if many people know this, but I like categorize all of my videos and streams into playlists. So if ever you want to know where something is, just check here, and you'll probably find it. Show more tags and stuff. I always go Leeds United. Leeds United news. Leeds United transfers. LUFC Leeds. In this case, I will also add Calvin Phillips and Joe Blackburn. I add Joe Blackburn because one of my main reasons for doing YouTube is I want to be the most, like, visible Joe Blackburn when you search the name. Because previously it was a fat guy from Bradford, who has now sadly passed away. What do you think for ad placement? Sod it, I'll work it out as it goes. Add suitability, all is fine. Submit the rating. I will add an end screen, but I'll let it do it automatically. That's completely fine. Wait for the checks, and visibility, I'm gonna put it live at 5. Now we like... yeah. Okay, so... schedule it for... It's not going to premiere, because I've got an ongoing theory that if things premiere, then the views are lower. And that is honestly painful. Because the amount of, like, anxiety I get when it comes to uploads and stuff is huge. But that is the video recorded. It is the video uploaded. It is the video sorted. At least you're the most famous living Joe Blackburn. No, I'm not. The game director for Destiny 2 is also called Joe Blackburn. Which hurts. Because Destiny 2 is a firmly mid game that I played a little bit and I didn't enjoy. Like, I'm up there, but... cool. But is he the same middle name? I don't know. I've not checked his middle name. Shall we find out? I'll do it in an incognito tab so it doesn't, like, take anything into account. Joe Blackburn. Fine, I'll accept the cookies. Why is Joe Blackburn leaving Bungie? That's not me. Oh, there I am. Yeah, it's behind Joe Blackburn, of formerly Bungie. Is it this guy? It might be. Top 3 breathing Joe Blackburns. I hope so. The person with the... with, at Joe Blackburn on Twitter is some American far-right nutcase, which is fun. You've not even tweeted since, like, August 2023, and before that, December 2022. Ugh. I wonder if I can find his LinkedIn. Oh shit, that's me. Nice. But I'm not even top on LinkedIn. Which is pain. There I am. No. Annoying. Right, anyway. So this upload works, and so I don't have a completely dreadful remainder of the stream that is lagging like hell. I'm going to head off, so I hope you enjoyed. It was a nice little bit of an insight. I might do a few more of these from time to time. I find them quite fun. Hopefully you did too. Pop a like on the stream if you haven't yet. Massively appreciate if you could subscribe, because I'm trying to push towards that 3,000. Could even become a channel member if you fancy. I've kept it as affordable as I can. But all of the revenue from that is going towards Prostate Cancer UK. As I mentioned, it's like something I'm trying to push big time right now. Got a big charity event for that coming up in August that I hope people get involved in, which would be really nice. But yeah, hope you enjoyed.